Stuart, what was your take on that today?
Completely unacceptable, Scott. Let's not beat about the bush. The performance was awful, really bad in every sense. I suppose you could try and caveat it by saying I think we had 4 teenagers, 4 academy graduates on the pitch today, which, by the way, I thought in general they performed okay. But it's not their responsibility to drive it. It's not their responsibility to make sure that they're the kind of driving force of what we want to do as a team. What we think they can do is add energy, and they can add quality to that. But I expect so much more for the rest of the group, and I'm just so angry, frustrated about the performance today. As I say, we can talk about chances created, we can talk about a clean sheet and all these different types of things. I always talk about that hunger in paradise when you think things are okay and we've not lost a game of football and we're in a place where we think that we've achieved what our goal was. That performance today will get us absolutely nothing in the Premier League in Scotland. It will get us nothing. We've got 6 days to prepare for Ross County. I've spoke to the players in exactly the same fashion I'm speaking to you. There's a lot of talk about this competition brings needless pressure to managers and players, etc. I talk about performances bringing needless pressure to managers and players and all the rest of it. So again, as always, I'll stand there with my head held high and my shoulders set that I'm calling it out. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I understand the frustration from supporters here. They've turned up again in their good numbers, supporting this team on a Sunday in a game that means plenty to both teams. And I didn't ever feel that we got going in that whatsoever. I felt that we stood off Partick Thistle. I don't think we played with any great energy, any great intensity. And I always go into the finer details, and we speak about it all the time as a football club. We pride ourselves in trying to make those marginal gains. If you don't run, if you don't commit yourself to the cause, if you don't come outside your box and try and commit to being a part of a game of football, then that's the type of performance you're going to get. And only by doing that, Scott, that gives you a chance to talk about the finer details of the game of football. I generally have to tell you it's probably as angry as I've been with a performance in my 18 months or so I've been the manager here, and that's not to disrespect Partick Thistle, thinking we've got a God-given right to come here and win the game. We need to try and set a standard, and that standard has to be way above what we've seen today.
There's a new season on the horizon, just 6 days away. There's always optimism ahead of a new season. Did that performance today put a bit of cause for concern, would you say, for the players?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, it does. But what it does is we're without question, we're a team in transition. I've heard that one used before, and that's an excuse for why you perform badly. Again, what I'll do is I'll reiterate it. That we've spent so much time with the players that have been fit and available to go on the pitch about how we want to try and play, what we need to be as a football club. You know, that's always important to me. That's where I start, about your culture, about the history of this football club and what it means to the supporters to come here and watch their team every day. And I don't think that was indicative of anything that we've done on that pitch today. So we have a decision to make as new players or existing players, that we have to understand the pressures of playing here and what's expected and what we have to try and achieve as a group. We know we sit in the lower regions of finances and size of club and all that type of stuff, but what we always have to be good at is being really good at the other aspects, you know, the bits that can bridge the gap. And sometimes for me that's just having a plan, committing to it, making sure that you put your body in the line for the cause, and I didn't see anything of that today from that group of players. So very simply, we all need to go away, have a look at ourselves, and ensure that this is where we want to be, and this is what we want to do, is to commit to the cause here, because it's the minimum standard that it is to come and play for Motherwell as far as I'm concerned, and for me personally, Scott, as well. You know, if I don't see players running, I don't see them committing to the cause to try and turn the ball over or commit to attacks and get bodies in the box really simply, then I don't feel that that's an indication that any football team that I've managed to this point. And you know, you do take a real sense of pride in that, and I've told the players unequivocally that it won't be accepted here. If you can't join in and do that, then it becomes a difficult slot for you to try and get out in that pitch in a starting 11, or even try and enter the field of play, come onto the pitch as a substitute.
Thanks for your time, Stuart.
Cheers, Scott.